You gotta be kidding me. Good thing I can use clips to go back to the VOD and change where it's clipped. I'm smart. And look at this putz.
Actually, when David showed it to me, I was like, oh my god, can I have the tin? And he's like, no, it's a giveaway. But
who's David?
He called the shot. What?
Who's David?
Oh my god, who's David? I gotta go.
But I couldn't find any that were purple that would fit my face because I have a giant head. It's true. I have like a ridiculous. It sucks. Doesn't help that I'm kind of fat.
Go ahead, have a drink. Right.
A little bottle of water.
A little bottle of water.
A little bottle of water.
I instantly regret that. Dig out the little bone around the root nerves. And because there's supposed to be a hole where the nerves go through in the... oh, God. I can't believe I just did that on camera. Oh, no big deal. Just a bomb all-star rookie. Hey, Mr. Young, this already is a really good...
Oh, we're just done with phrasing, right? That's not a thing anymore?
Ding? I got a ding? Oh, I do have a ding. Oh, that's a good ding. No. Anybody want to talk about the colon? We could have a whole conversation about the colon. Or his half-pint friend. Just like Abraham Lincoln chose in his one and only duel. And when he showed up carrying a almost 4-foot-long razor-sharp cattle saber, the person who challenged him backed down quite quickly. True story, look it up. It's real. He was challenged to one duel in his lifetime, and the person backed down at the sight of him bare-chested with a... What is this? Oh my god. This is a sketch card. Are you kidding me? One of one! Mickey and the Beanstalk! This is going to be very expensive on eBay! Hello, Mel!
Yeah.
For a splash page and Action Comics 1050 signed and certified for Alex Ross. That was 109 for the pair. Crazy. These prices are crazy, man. Crazy. You got deals. It's crazy. Yeah, it's all good, man. I have a feeling 60% of the time it works every time. Sex Panther. It's made with real bits of panther. Stings the nostrils. It's a formidable scent.
If collecting
and his cousin Rory Rotator Cuff. His cousin Timmy Tommy John. We need to keep that one. Timmy Tommy John. That's I love you, Carlos. Shang-Wai Lee. Yeah, tell us how you really feel, DC. Dan Ingy. You son of a bourbon, you bastard. Bourbon, you bastard. This is a rare Sean Strickland. You son of a biscuit. I hope you stub your toe tonight before you go to bed. I hope he gets a Wander Franco. Well, he's got pack number 3. Let's see if 3's got that magic in it. You got the gooch! My wife is Abby Normal. Hey, how you doing? What's up, Sapphoros? Done. Hi. Today we are going to open up some console classics by Carlos, and then, you willing, we will do There Will Be Blood 1, and if you're feeling extra saucy, There Will Be Blood 2. You know, I thought I moved this. I guess I didn't. That's better. Anybody watching the World Cup today? Show of hands. Sapphoros is like, no, I hate the French and I hate Morocco. I get it, man. I understand. So, if you missed it, France played, no, it wasn't Curacao. France played Morocco. And Mbappe, one of the best strikers in the world, I don't even pretend to care when it's the international stuff, the Olympics. So I like football because it's a lot like hockey. If you look at those two sports, you'll see a huge parallel between hockey and football. I don't watch it regularly because there's just not a lot of really good football on. Usually it's a blowout between unevenly matched teams. And the World Cup is one of the few times where there's fairness and evenness where the best of the best are playing. So it's like an all-star game that happens every 4 years. So that's why I like it. Has he fought Anderson Silva? So Mbappe early in the match got a PK, and everyone was immediately thinking Mbappe's getting a PK. Oh, it's 1-0 France. Nope. The Morocco goalie kind of faked out Mbappe. It's actually interesting to watch the goalie kind of like juke to one side as if he's gonna save and then kick it back over and block the shot. And then it stayed 0-0 till the half. What up, Carlos? And then after the half, not long after the half, Mbappe finally got one by, and then opened up for the next one. He did the Patrick Waugh, yeah. And then Dembele popped one in to make it 2-0. At 2-0, with like 15 minutes left, I was like, all right, I'm done. I don't need to see anymore. It's over. They're not coming back. This isn't Argentina coming back over Egypt. This is done. It's a done deal. So it was. So Morocco is known for their defense. They're a high defense team, and France is known for fantastic strikers. So it was interesting to see a fantastic defense butting up against a world-class offense team. And for the first half, 3/4 almost of the game, they run the trap with the 1-2-2. So, in essence, think of Morocco as being the collapsing box. They literally have 9 of their 10 non-goalie players collapsing in and around the high box area of the goaltender. I hate it already without even watching it. It is a sight to behold. There are very few kick lines. There's it's tough to move the ball up the pitch against Morocco. But when you have a world-class striker like Mbappe, he found just the slightest area, and he literally curved a ball around a defender and around the goalie to get it in. It was a beautiful goal, and at first glance, it was a very simple goal. But when you actually see it from from over the shoulder of the goaltender, and when you see it from the opposite angle, it was actually a beautiful goal. Yeah, box usually works until someone can get a thing through it. Yeah, it's it was tremendous, and they froze it, and they showed there was like 8 guys within 10 meters of Mbappe, and literally 5 guys within 5 meters of him. Meters, by the way, are the things that are longer than feet, if you're wondering. So it was a pretty cool goal, and oftentimes when the first goal, it's within 10 minutes the next goal comes. Everyone's pumped up on adrenaline, everyone's excited, and Dembele just knocked one in to make it 2-0, and at that point, you just saw Morocco collapse. So it was a pretty decent match. Just remember, send 3 guys to try to block the guy. The really pass on the PK works every time until it doesn't. Yeah, it was cool. It was a good. Mbappe's goal actually put him ahead for the golden boot of this World Cup. He now has 1 more goal than everyone else. So it's nice. Yep, send 3 guys after McDavid. What could go wrong? Yep. Well, at least it isn't a goaltender going up to play the ball, miss the kick, and then get scored on. That's just embarrassing. Oh, God, that scotch is terrible. After drinking a really nice bourbon like the one that Money Mitch bought me, going back to this 100 proof Islay is garbage. Send 5 guys after Lemieux shorthanded. What could go wrong? Super Mario. What up, chef? I have to drink a lot of water, so I already have my second can ready. Been a little dehydrated lately. The amount of disrespect he gets from younger generations is mind-blowing. Like Mario Lemieux. I had the privilege, and I'm a Sabres fan, I'm not even a Penguins fan. I had the privilege of growing up in the Lemieux era. Now, I was around, obviously, for a lot of the Gretzky era, too. But watching Mario Lemieux play hockey, he was always going to beat his man. He was always going to beat his man, or he was going to pass it at the last moment. And he played as high scoring as he was also pretty damn selfless. He did give up the puck, unlike a gentleman by the name of Wayne Gretzky, who passed it occasionally. Yes, I did. I got your Carlos, chef. I was going to wait till more than 6 people were watching. Yeah, I mean, he was a dangler before danglers were a thing. Mario was a big-bodied guy for a center. He could push past you. He was not He was not a Zach Benson who had to get around you. Mario could get through you. And his hair game was on fleek. His hair game is almost as good as my bald game. This beautiful shiny thing you see ahead of you. Just imagine this, but this version of hair. It was that nice. Hairline so bright, gotta wear shades. There we go. So, completely unrelated story. There are very famous migratory birds. These birds are so famous that songs were written about them. They're the swallows of Capistrano. Those particular swallows are cliff swallows. Cliff swallows are beautiful looking birds. They migrate. They do nest in California. And the reason I know this is because this year our house was chosen of all of the houses in the neighborhood to house a huge colony of these cliff swallows, which means our house was surrounded in a protective bubble of bird poop that was about 2 feet wide, 2 inches tall, and ran the entire perimeter of our home. All right, Spiros, get it done. I'm happy to say, after investigating all of the nests, the swallows have officially started their migration. All of the babies are gone. We are now a poop-free home. It has been crazy. Tockett, Lemieux, and Stevens line in the 92-93 season. Tockett had 109 points, Stevens had 111 points, and Super Mario had $160. So, listen, Don, if only those three could have really, if there could have been a little bit more cohesion with them, I think they could have been something special. But there was clearly a little disconnect between those guys. And it's a shame because they could have been something special. There is a reason Mario Lemieux was the second 99 overall for NHL. With Gretzky being the first 100. Or was Mario the first 100 and everyone was like, how did you not give Gretzky the first 100? I think maybe Lemieux was the first 100. I remember controversy. Now I got to look it up. Maybe if they had tried harder, the Islanders wouldn't have beaten them in the first round of the playoffs. I mean, we could have went without that. Maybe I'm wrong. I have not heard from Kate. I have not heard from Blind Cat. I was not going to reach out because I'm sure they're dealing with their own stuff. I was going to wait for them to post or let me know. Allegedly, they're coming out on Monday If everything goes well today, they're going to be out here on Monday. But no, I am aware today is the for those who know, she's having a minor procedure. I mean, if you listen to her say it, it's minor. But no, they haven't updated me, and I'm not going to reach out and poke that bear. I'm sure they got enough to deal with. I know they prepped her with an IV on Tuesday. Make sure she was hydrated. Get the antibiotics in there too, so nothing else is floating around. All right, Sapporo's is back. Yeah, no, I didn't. I talked to them yesterday. I talked to them briefly yesterday, so it was quick. He didn't have as many orders as he thought. All right, speaking of orders, this guy Chef. Now, originally, number one was going to be Bourbon's. Bourbon wasn't able to grab it, so Chef, you're getting what Bourbon would have had. Now, this is always fun when things fall in that type of order. Console classics, some of the best video games made for console, art by our very own Carlos. Plenty of giveaways on this one. Numero uno is for Chef. That's him. That's Carlos right there. I know who that is. Earthworm Jim. Listen, if there were two things that almost everybody played because of the weird factor, it was Earthworm Jim and Toe Jam and Earl. Very fun, very weird, awesome games. See? Earthworm Jim. All right, not only do you have Earthworm Jim, you are now in the running for the Afro Samurai, the Bowser, the Ninja Gaiden, and the Resident Evil piece. If you do not hit one of those four, I will be taking the remainder names and I will be randoming them. I'll be randoming them. And then you will be up for this gigantic Turtles piece. But what about Princess, what's her name? Oh, I also forgot. You have something else, too. I completely forgot. You also get some Nintendo tattoos. I forgot there's more than one thing in the envelope. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely not opening those. Is this the... Yeah, this is the... This is the first get the... There would be blood lots out. No, there's 4 spots left. All right. Ugh. I have twist ties everywhere from where I was doing cable management when I redid the computer. Should probably keep those, but everything I buy has more of them. I mean, it's not great cable management, but it's a lot better than it was. It's 2 cameras, 2 monitors, set of speakers, keyboard, mouse, light, Wi-Fi connection, audio equipment, router. It's a lot going on back there. Plus, I have an additionally powered USB source so that it doesn't... Hello, me lord! Good morrow, me lord. Dost thou bring news of the war? How is the battle being fought? I already know the answer. Everywhere Lord Brownie goes, he wins. It's like not even a battle. They see him in his grandeur, and he is a tall, imposing figure. You look upon him and you go, you win. Take what you want. Just leave me my horse. The nightmares persist, but so do I. Someone has been watching Role Models. Is that the one with the whitest kids you know? Or the guys from the whitest kids you know? Nightmares and dreams also. I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Now I have to look it up. No, it's not. No, but it is a great cast. Paul Rudd, Elizabeth Banks, Jane Lynch, Ken Marino, Ken Jeong. There's a lot of goodies in there. Joe Latrulio. Keegan Michael Key is in that too. Yeah, it's got a lot of funny people. Christopher Mintz-Plasse. Stifler. Sean William Scott. Yeah. That one. I've seen it. There was a really good... I don't know if you guys know who the Whitest Kids You Know are. Whitest Kids You Know were a comedy troupe. Absolutely brilliant. A bit controversial. And they had a special where they did a live, they used to do theater tours. They would go to colleges or they'd go to schools and do theater tours. And they have a scene where it is the two people have to, they are in charge of like kindergarten students and first graders. and they do the whole thing in Old English, and it's just listen. I how do I explain this? When I was an actor, it sounds stupid. But when I was acting, I came up in the improv scene. I was trained in improv. I had an improv troupe that I was part of. I did over 270 live shows with that troupe. So I know a thing or two about improv. And I know how difficult it can be. And if you talk to any regular actor, any theater actor, any stage actor, anybody that does film, this sketch called The Grapist, I know The Grapist. I've seen everything they've ever done. John Williams, Abraham Lincoln's, and the Space Shuttle launch. Yeah. The scene is like, I don't know, it's 8 minutes long, 7 minutes long. And he slips into Old English brilliantly and continues to it's all improv. It's unscripted. That's what makes it beautiful is they're improvists. And I understand how hard that is. And if you ask any theater actor, any scripted actor, anybody that does, reads lines and memorizes scripts, if you ask them what the hardest thing to do in the world is, they will say improv, not knowing what I'm supposed to do next. A lot of acting is knowing the material and being able to turn into that character, knowing what's going to happen. Improv, you have absolutely zero idea of what's going to happen, and you have a millisecond to adjust to it, or else you're screwed. I am very good at improv because I have ADHD. What up, Dangle?
Beetlejuice.
How you doing, dude?
Beetlejuice.
Look at this guy. He's got a new job. So for those who don't know, Dangle got a new job. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that, by the way, Dangle. Dangle got a brand new job. Dangle is now in charge of. He's an engineer. He builds all-terrain vehicles that go over mountains, go up walls, that go mudding, anything that is high suspension. The things that can go out in the desert and climb over rocks. That's what Dangle does for a living. And he was recently switched jobs, so now he's actually in charge of so anytime, I don't know if you know this, but there's two very famous people that don't like to fly. John Madden, who famously had the Madden bus, and a gentleman who created the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Peter Laird. He won't fly. So whenever they have to either take the body of John Madden or Peter Laird needs to go to a signing, they contact Dangle, and he creates an all-terrain vehicle to get both the body of John Madden and Peter Laird to their guest appearances. And oddly enough, they oftentimes are going to the same place at the same time. So he is now on the Peter Laird Corpse of John Madden payroll. And I heard it's a heck of a lot stressful than what he was doing before. Does he pack clown sleeves with handkerchiefs? And Dangle says, look, all that is 100% true. Honestly, it's actually just John Madden's casket with, RTX shocks that basically have a compression rate of like 18-1. So when it hits the first rocket, like bounds over the mountain completely. It's something to watch. John Madden was my mom's PE teacher in high school. Or maybe it was his wife. Something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. He gives me PE teacher vibes. Sadly, so did Pat Summerall, but for different reasons. So, Dangle, we were in the middle of talking about There Will Be Blood. Now, I know you're not a fan of that game because of how dang relentless people are. But we were knocking out a There Will Be Blood, and that is the one that I bought for you, but don't feel obligated. Chef bought one, and it was a lot of fun. But if you were wondering what it is, that's what it is. No, you don't want anything else. This is not, you don't like football. So that's not for you. And the There Will Be Blood, you don't want. You don't like signed comics or 9/8 comics. You're more of a card guy. Actually, this one has cards too. Actually, they both have cards. The second one, spoilers, the second one has a mega box of Topps Chrome in it as one of the spots. But whatevs. Geez, all we need is bourbon. And then we've got a team. I really don't like the scotch after drinking the nice bourbon that Money Mitch bought me. Speaking of Money Mitch, if you see Money Mitch, ask him what new toy he got today. Holy buckets. Money Mitch got one heck of a really nice toy today. A very rare toy. And I hope he lets me play with it sometime. Is it a 90s Toy Biz Cyclops complete with gun? Yes, because they thought it was a good idea to give a gun to the guy with eye lasers. I remember that. Hey, what are we going to give Cyclops? Let's give him a gun. What? Why? So I found out I am not the only person who is obsessed with Groundskeeper Willie. There's two of them. When the first one sells out, I'm going to list the second one. There's 4 spots left in the first one. And there's already 2 sold out for the second one when that one comes up. Yeah, so I was actually talking to one of the guys that worked on The Simpsons, and I was at his table, Bill Morrison, and I was like, "Oh, do you have any Willie cells or Willie original art?" And he's like, "No." He goes, "None of that is in there." He's like, "That stuff goes when we find it." He goes, that sells at show. I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Let me guess, you're a big fan?" I was like, "Oh, he's nuts. I love him." He goes, "Everybody loves him." I was like, "No kidding." He's like, "Yeah, him and Ralphie. Ralph Wiggum goes super fast when they can find originals." It's true. More than just me love Willie. Kang and Kodos. Yep. He did have some original Kang and Kodos from Treehouse of Horror. It was $250 for a cell. And it was, I think, like $150 for the original art. But if you bought them as a set, it was like $300. Bill Morrison is if you actually talk to him and treat him like a human being, he'll give you a great deal because he knows you're not trying to flip it. They're only in Treehouse of Horror, I believe. No, they've been in a few different episodes. I've seen them in non-Treehouse of Horror things. I'm almost willing to bet my reputation on it. I have seen them in non-TOH. Now you're going to make me Google that, but I am near certain. Almost exclusively. There you go. Almost exclusively. Brief cameos in standard episodes, as in the Springfield Files, and The Man Who Came to Be Dinner. That's the one I remember, The Man Who Came to Be Dinner. Yup. Yarp. Me? Oh, I religiously watched The Simpsons. Religiously. It's funny, Mrs. the Breaker was not allowed to watch The Simpsons. They were the devil. So I would have to like sneak episodes to The Simpsons until Mrs. the Breaker finally was like, all right, you know, it is pretty funny. But yeah, we're into season 2. The early stuff is rough to watch how bad the animation is. No offense, friends. It is like you're looking and going, wow, that is some rough animation. Barney is the other one he said they move a lot of. Somebody always buys Barney for their like drunk dad or uncle. So Barney's a quick seller. Dr. Marvin Monroe. Mr. Morrison did a very nice Bart Simpson sketch card for James. So we were chatting, we were talking. I was like, I told him, I was looking through all of them. He goes, and when I got through 3/4 of the pile, I was like, do you have any Groundskeeper Willie? He's like, oh God, no, that stuff moves quick. He's like, usually we can only find a couple of those pieces. He goes, I'll go back and go through my bins. And if I find them, I'll usually bring them, and they typically sell out immediately. He said Ralphie was a big one. And Duff Man, Radioactive Man is another big one that goes. Comic Book Guy goes. Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Nick. What up, Prue? Was a time when cable did not make it to my house. Satellite was expensive, but in the 80s, house antenna got me enough channels to watch The Simpsons. Huygen the boygen. Yeah, man, Fox. Just had to get Fox. Channel 247 in Fox. That was the important. 247s, you can watch news and football. Fox, so you could watch The Simpsons and football. Yummy. All right, so now that I finally have 10 people, it's a slow night. For those who did not see the There Will Be Blood, good old Channel 29. That's right. See, Don and I would have watched the same channels because we grew up in the same, well, didn't grow up in the same area. We lived in the same area. Don, when did you come to Buffalo? How long were you in the Berg before you were in Buffalo? I've asked you this before, but I have a bad memory. So I ask him this because it follows up with, I was watching an interview. I don't remember if it was on a talk show or if it was just a standard interview with Keanu Reeves. Buffalo born and raised, one of the few in the family not born in the Berg. Okay, there you go. So you know who Irv Weinstein was. I was watching this interview. Now, Keanu Reeves used to play hockey in Ontario, and he was in a travel league that came to Ontario and Buffalo a lot. So Keanu used to play hockey. And been in Buffalo since April 17th, 1974, which, spoilers, is his birthday. And they were talking about respect and understanding information. And he's like, what happened to the days of the news where you could tune in and Irv Weinstein was telling you the news, and it was these guys in suits with glasses that you could trust. You knew when he spoke, you could trust the man. And as soon as he said Irv Weinstein, I'm like, oh my God, Irv! Irv Weinstein was amazing. He was your typical distinguished gentleman who just told the news. Nothing was too funny. Nothing was too scary. Irv Weinstein just told you how it was. It was great. Jim Carrey also, yes, Jim Carrey also knew. Irv Weinstein was actually a pretty big deal in southern Canada and western New York, I found. Oh, Dangle's dipping in. Dangle is getting ready. Yeah, he actually based for Liar Liar, not Liar Liar, his character on Bruce Almighty. It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? He had, not his character, he had, what's his name? Oh, the funny guy. God, I don't remember his name. The other one who was the other anchor, the guy who played the other anchor, Steve Carell. Steve Carell's character, the look of the hair and the glasses was an homage to Irv Weinstein. All right, Dangle, I'm going to let you choose which box, the one in the front or the one in the back. Yeah, Doug does not know about the second There Will Be Blood. I did not get permission to do the second one. I got permission to put this in the first one. I had to ask him, I had to call him and say, hey, can I put a really nice loss leader into this? Can I do and I picked the Doom related one because One World Under Doom, we got Dr. Doom coming soon. So I picked this one. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. All right, Dangle, front or back? Hello, Crystal. Hello, Juan. Hello, babies. Listen, Crystal Juan, I know that you're not getting anything anytime soon. Make Carlos pick. All right, Carlos, front or back? But we have a There Will Be Blood and another There Will Be Blood that are pretty nasty. You might want to go to the site. I only posted the first one. When that one sells out, there's only 3 spots left. When that one sells out, I'm going to post the second one. And the second one is quite spicy. Yeah. All right, 2022. I love these. After opening Chef, I told Doug and Trevor we need to get as many of these. These are not easy to get. Most of these were opened. They were an online exclusive. They were very limited. 2022 archive snapshots, 11 cards and an auto. Julio and Big Dumper rookie autos are in here, confirmed. Also, apparently, the cards are hand-numbered. Oh! Look at that, it's Big Griff! It's Papa Griff! Well, please tell me there is a Ken Griffey Jr. in here, too. How great would that be? How great... I don't even know if Jr. is in here. Kevin Smith. Louis Gill. That is a variant. I believe that should be numbered. That is on card. It is numbered to 100. Hand numbered to 100. Rookie auto. Yankees. Next major holiday is Halloween. I love Halloween. Then we got Reed Detmers. Mike Cameron. Dumburger. I would like a Dumburger. Will there be a Halloween break? I hope so. We try to do one every year. O'Neill. Shannon. Morneau. Good old Bucky Dent. Not to be confused with Bucky Barnes. Mike Yaz. And finally, Seth Beer. All right, only one left now. That's it. Then I got to see if I can find him again. '50 season celebration at the beginning of August. They're going to have the 50 greatest Mariners of all time, the ones that are all alive at least. After the game, the Legends are going to do a home run derby. Oh, that's going to be sick. I hope they televise that. I hope that is something that you can either log in online or I would watch that. Absolutely, I would watch that. Absolument. And Ichiro's going to be there? Oh, man. Did he stay stateside or did he go back home? That was Senior. I wrote these fast and I did not actually, I did not finish them. Okay. All right. He's at the stadium pretty regularly, still lives in the area? Okay. Man. So we're going to watch Griffey and Ichiro. Now, is that greatest of all time? Does that include anybody on the current roster? Are they going to have some of their own all-stars in there? Or is it only going to be retired and former players? He wouldn't do it? Oh. Cameron is in. Nice. It'll be interesting. It'll be fun. That is something that they are doing for the fans. That is clearly a for the fans moment, and that is awesome. Not a lot of teams would go to that trouble for the fans unless they were capitalizing on it one way or another. That is a pure for the fan moment. A's had a solid all-time team thing a while ago. That was fan voted. I just see like the ownership of the A's being like, Yeah, we're going to send a car. Come do this derby for us. And they send like an Uber, and not even like an Uber X or an Uber Black. It's just like a Uber economy. Picking up Canseco in a Prius. Had a hard time counting all 14 fan ballots. Sapporo's was 4 of them. It was vote as many times as you want. It was 9 dudes, a girl, and Sapporo's. Give him Miggy Cabrera a $60 bottle of wine as their gift the seasons he was known to be retiring. Oh, thanks. Thanks for this J Cabernet. He was a known recovering alcoholic at the time. No way. The all-time A's are still better than the World Series champ Mariners. Oh, Lord Brownie he's just shots fired. He has sent his flaming arrow over the wall. I mean, you do have Ricky Henderson. You do have Reggie Jackson. You have Canseco in the Juice era. You have the other Bash brother, McGuire. And I'm sure there were other ones too. Rolly Fingers is pitching. Zito, yeah, that's right. Yep, Fingers, yep. X. Is that Barry Zito? Or Larry Zito? Barry Zito. Paca. And oh, that's right. Henderson was, yeah. They had Ricky and Dave. Steinbeck, the writer? I didn't know he played baseball. I had no idea George Steinbeck was an Oakland A. The Mariners can claim Reggie Jackson as well. He did wear a Mariners jersey for one All-Star game because he forgot his. Nice. Nice. That is great. Do you remember that time he tried to kill the Queen of England and Enrique Palazzo foiled his plan? Apparently, he was posing as the plate umpire. I think that was the same game where O.J. Simpson fell down the stairs. Elvis's wife was there, if I'm not mistaken. Ha ha, Chef. Chef is like, well, if he's not going to do it, I am. '22 Topps Archive Snapshot. This is the last box. DC, there's a good chance you were on the Oakland A's roster at some point. I think so. I believe my 50-cent paycheck was deferred until I'm 80, though. All right, let's see who this auto is going to be. The A's have been around for 126 years. The Mariners have only been around for 50. So, yeah, you got a bit of a head start. Valid. All right, Josiah. Randy Arozarena. T.J. Friedel. That one is probably numbered, and the auto should be behind this one, so let's slow roll it. Duran. Chipper. Somebody told me Chipper Jones, best DH ever. I said I got some people that could argue that. Brandon Marsh's rookie. That's not nothing. Mookie Betts. Lars Nootbaar. India. There's Ricky Henderson. Ooh, Josh Lowe. And your auto. It's Brian De La Cruz. That is number 23 out of 25. Did he sign it beef? Congratulations, you have a beef autograph. You got the beef. Where's the beef? Here it is. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna clip this in a moment. We since Kate is not at full capacity at the moment, we are going to set up a clip for her. I will tell her that she needs to cut in the old "Where's the Beef" commercial. It'll be like, "Where's the beef? Here it is." Hex! What's up, man? I know, buddy. So we're probably going to have a get-together sooner than later. We have cleaned out the first floor. We've got all the furniture for the first floor. So, you, my man, listen, when are you available? Because we are pretty close to hosting people now. Available any day. Appreciate it, man. All right, I'm gonna run it by the wife because you know she's in charge. But we'll get together soon, like within the next few days soon. It's what's for dinner. Yeah, that's a good one. You're right. You're right. I'd say he's what's for dinner, but they could take that in such a terrible way. Had to get more top loaders. Where are my penny sleeves? There they are. Here we go. Manly Outstanding Puppies. That's what that says. All right, let's sell out this There Will Be Blood. It's too good not to sell out. And I want this one to sell out just puppies. Could be either or, maybe both. Maybe it's a regional dialect. Maybe it's just the beef. Ow, that was my foot. Boop. Where is it? Let me get my... Nope, that's not that button. There we go. Oh. Eh. What was I supposed to... It's warm in here, I'm realizing. Let me go see if I forgot to turn the AC on. It's a very good possibility. How long until Pat Verbeek gets fired? Like 2 more hours? It's on. The studio just doesn't get the airflow like the rest of the rooms. Speaking of the rest of the rooms, Don, when are you coming back out to California? Hex, I will talk to Melissa when I get home. I do know we want to head over to Universal to see City Walk, to see the Trojan horse from the movie, which is there right now. But I don't think she would be upset about doing something this weekend. Yeah. The actual, or what I was told, the actual Trojan horse from the movie Odyssey is at Universal City Walk in front of the theater for the premiere. It was on one of the beaches here in California. They did a photo shoot with it, a publicity stunt at the beach. And now it's going to be, it was built and put in front of the theater at City Walk for the movie premiere. And I want to catch a picture of it because I have a feeling this is going to be one of the better movies made in, since Oppenheimer. I'm going to see it on my birthday. That is my birthday gift to myself. Even though it comes out beforehand, I want to see it on my birthday. Going to Disney on Saturday? Oh, man. Disney's too expensive. We moved. The move cost us like $7,000. So that was our Disney money. Has DC gotten the private jet yet? No, Doug is still hasn't bought me a private jet for work purposes. It was your birthday on the 5th. That can't be true. My phone didn't tell me that. Rhea's B-Day is less than 1 month away. That's got to be in my phone too. Hold on. Hex, for some reason, your birthday was not in my phone. I'm rectifying that right now. Happy birthday, man. Everybody, give it up for Hex. Finally turning 21, he can drink a beer legally in the U.S. now. Yay! All right. That's good. Oh, she's freaking adorable. Some of my favorite moments are opening Discord and seeing baby photos and videos, and the occasional text I get too. Carlson said last summer in an interview he'd sign 8 for 9.5, and now they just paid double. Nice. I like that for him, Sapuros. I actually had to look it up when you said they matched the offer. I was like, no way. Let me look that up. That can't be real. And yeah, they matched that offer. God bless them. I mean, what else are they going to do with their money, right? Oh, Sapuros, by the way, my new neighbor, Nick, his wife is a big hockey fan, and he asked me, he's like, do you like hockey? I was like, yeah, I really like hockey. He goes, oh, my wife wants somebody to watch games with. Nobody ever wants to watch hockey because he's not a hockey guy. I was like, I'm a Sabres fan. I was like, and if I'm not mistaken, the Sabres just got somebody that the Sharks were not too excited to be giving up, especially to Buffalo. I said, so I'll be more than happy to watch a couple of Sabres game over at the house versus San Jose. So, besides Disney, what did you get for your birthday? Oh, that's right. Ottawa got, that's right. We got the pick. And that pick netted us who? A barbecue from Lily's family, and then a barbecue from your family. And with the pick we got from you, we got some top 15 guy at 20. Aye, Dangle, sounds good, brother. I don't even remember who we drafted. All I know is that all my friends who follow hockey were pretty satisfied with how we utilized our picks. What's funny is that player was one of the defensemen the Sharks fans were expecting them to pick. Good. Let it all happen to plan. Let me pull it up. There was something, one of them my brother really liked. I don't think it was the first guy either. Oh, Daxon Rudolph supposedly has a howitzer for a shot. I think that's what my brother was saying. Rudolph has a howitzer. Yeah, that's what it was. Sharks traded 27 and some other picks for 21 and Ryan Lynn. Ryan Lynn wasn't his biggest knock his skating. He needs to work on his footwork and agility. For some reason, Ryan Lynn and skate work go together for me. Yeah, it's like every player. Because I remember reading it wrong and being like, Jeremy Lin, like the basketball player? Skating is generally described as fine, but his footwork and stride power limit his ability to recover against faster rush systems. See, look at that. I know more about your rookie than I know about my own. Widely considered one of the smartest defensemen. Good. Brains will do it. Brains help you get the right angle of pursuit. See plays developing. Tendencies. It's good to have a high hockey IQ. I will argue hockey IQ is more important than football IQ for the respective sports. Good old Pavelski. He only scored 476 career goals. Yeah, well, I mean, he's no Gretzky. I shouldn't say that anymore. Damn. I mean, he's no Ovi. Can't say he's no Gretzky anymore. I gotta change that. He's no Ovechkin, who Ice Wolf has mentioned is coming back for another season. His wife said, I am not ready for you to be home full time. Go back for one more year. The 7'1" guy. Yeah, I saw that. That guy. He's tall. I want to see him get measured for a stick. Well, he's 7'1" on ice, on skates. So when am I watching the Odyssey? I am going July 28th. I'm going to I'm not going to though if I would have thought about it, I would have went to the one at Universal, but I'm just going to the one by the house. It's July 28th. I got to see what time I bought. Ooh, I got somebody texting me about There Will Be Blood. Give me a moment. All right, let me get into Cinemark. Let me get into my Cinemark app. You guys pretty much traded Byram for Rudolph. Good move, especially Rudolph is half as good as expected and cheaper. I mean, his initial two-way contract is going to be a fraction of Byram's. Seven-foot-one kid from San Jose was committed to Penn State with Buffalo 6'8" Merca. All right. What do we have here? Can't find where my tickets are. My tickets. That would be 3 p.m. at the Cinemark at Century River Park. XD format.
Go ahead, have a think, Lila.
A little bottle of water.
A little bottle of water.
A little bottle of water.
Oh my goodness. Yep, 3 p.m. XD River Park. That is where I'm going to see the movie. RIT played Penn State last year, but sadly not this year. That sucks, man. How many games do you get to go to a year? No, it's going to be Melissa and I. My mother is going to be in town, so she's going to watch James because I'm not taking James to see the Odyssey. That might take a little long. I was debating on getting a catheter and a pee bag myself because I'm sure it's a long movie. Let's see, how long is it? A 173 minutes. So, yeah, that's 2 hours and 53 minutes. It's almost 3 hours. Hello, Mel. Hello, Jimmy. Hold on. I'll show you everything. Tell Lily she's gotta go. Can she sit through a movie that long? I ask because I know people who can't. So if anybody wants to assassinate me, that is exactly where I'm going to be at that time on that day. It's in the Ox's Nards. That's right. We live in the Nard. Sitting at seats G12 and G13, Auditorium 16. And because it's my birthday, I got $3 off concessions. What? Somebody's getting an icy. This guy. And whatever candy my wife can smuggle in. Margaritas. Oh, that's right. They serve booze there. I actually don't eat popcorn. So, yeah, I don't have to worry about these super expensive popcorn. I'm not a popcorn person. Now, I do have to buy a $39 popcorn for James, but he's not coming this time. This movie is a little too long for him. It's probably a little too bloody, too. Tuesday. Yeah, sorry. My birthday's on a Tuesday this year. That's actually why I wanted to do it. I did it on my birthday because I knew it's not going to be jam-packed like on a weekend. I'd be able to kind of just be like, you know, maybe have a gummy, watch a film. What time is it? It's at 3 p.m. Yeah, I've been waiting for this movie for a long time. When I heard Nolan was going to do the Odyssey and I saw who he was casting, I was like, yeah, this is definitely a movie I need to see in theaters. It's going to be beautiful at the home theater, but it's going to be special in theaters. Just like they said Oppenheimer was a different experience when you experienced it on the big screen. Now, I did not experience it on the big screen. But after seeing it, I could understand how it would be a big movie. This, I think, is going to be even bigger. It's going to be grander. That's why I'm doing the XD. If you don't know what Cinemark XD is, IMAX is a 1.9 to 1 or 1.43 to 1 aspect ratio, and they're about 100 feet wide. XD is Cinemark's version of IMAX. It is wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling, and they are a 1.85 to 1 ratio. And I know ours is the larger one. I believe ours is, I think, 60 feet wide. Oh, Project Hail Mary was beautiful. And the fact that they did it in practical effects makes me happy. If you're going to Regal, no, it's Cinemark, friend. But, she got the job at Regal? That's awesome. I would love to work at a movie theater. I should go work at a movie theater. The sound... Kate! You live! So I'm assuming it went well if you're logging in and typing. Did they fix your valve? Oh, you'd have a heart. Okay. Nope. Oh, that sucks. That's a downer. Yeah, so by the way, what I'm talking about is this horse right here. This Trojan horse that is used in the film is at the, I'm told the exact same one is at City Walk. They also changed her air filter, charged her extra. You have to see a different specialist. Okay. All right, well, we won't talk about that here then. Oh. All right. On that note, let me clear this out. You can get drunk and complain about it. Any blood? Well, we have one, but it's only half sold out. And there's a second one after that. But we're going to call last call because it's almost 7:30. I just got an email from Joe from Australia, and he's like, hey, I would love to do your There Will Be Blood. Shout out to Joe. What's up, man? Good day, friend. And he's like, hey, would you like, this is my order that I like. Would you do this? I'll absolutely. So, we quite possibly could be turning There Will Be Blood into a multinational game. This could be an international sensation. If Joe decides to buy in, then I could say, yes, internationally played. Usually after a lot of time off and schedule, etc., tends to make stream a bit slow. Yeah, I know. We had a very weird schedule because of death and cons. Oh, speaking of cons, so Matt Dinneman, the writer of Dungeon Crawler Carl, is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, which is awesome. I'm still not going. But I follow him on Instagram now, and check this out. This dude is a savage. This is why you gotta love Matt Dinneman. When he travels, he goes to the bookstores in airports and just randomly signs his own books and occasionally leaves notes with crawler numbers and how they died scribbled on the front page. Are you kidding me? Then he posts on Instagram, hey, if you go to Dulles Airport at this bookstore, you may find my signed copies. Oh. I would just hang out in LA. I would buy a ticket. If I knew he was coming, he's going to fly into San Diego, of course. So when he flies into San Diego, one of the bookstores in San Diego are going to be signed. Like I would buy a ticket. Like, what's your cheapest ticket to get past the gate? And I would just be like, I am going to stay there for 2 days waiting for him to post that he did it. And then he goes to specifically Barnes and Nobles or indie bookstores in the area he's staying and will just randomly start signing books at the Barnes and Noble or indie bookstore of the city that he's visiting. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, Mrs. the Breaker found my watch and charged it for me. My phone just told me that my watch is at 100%. I did, yeah. Yeah, my phone said so. It ratted you out. How dare you leave without it? It was at like 6%. There's no point in taking it. Listen, some people don't know this, but I actually have a scar on my stomach that is just above my belly button. It is about a 1/2-inch scar. And I woke up one morning with that scar. No idea what happened. But when I went to the airport about 2.5 years ago to my sister's wedding, it might have been 3 years ago, to my sister's wedding, I was going through the screener thing in 4 years ago. It was 4 years ago. See, she knows. And I'll tell you why she knows. 4 years ago, I was going through the screener and it blipped and it was like, "Sir, do you have something in your waistband?" I was like, "No." So they did a detector and it was nothing. And they're like, "Here, look, this is the thing. You have this piece of metal." And he ran the wand over it and it beeped. I was like, I have no idea what it is. So I asked my doctor about 8 months ago. It is an RFID locator similar to, it's like a homemade version of an Apple AirTag. So at some point 4 years ago, while I was sleeping, Melissa took a knife, cut the top of my stomach above my navel, and inserted a homemade Apple AirTag in me so that she knows where I am at all times and what I'm doing. And it wasn't until TSA found it that I knew she's been tracking me this whole time. And she's worried about my watch. The watch is just a cover. She's like, "Oh, I knew you were there because of your watch." No, you didn't. The watch probably doesn't even work. It tells time and it's not hooked up to anything. I have an RFID inside my stomach. That's how you know where I am all the time. So the jig is up. I know I'm onto you. TSA informed me. All right, folks. Last call. Let's get out of here. Last call. Last call. Knowing Melissa, I believe the story is true. Don has been around her long enough that she's like, knowing Melissa, I believe the story is true. Yes. She's like, wait, huh? vey. All right, who we reading? Xanthi is on. I like that she changed her name to just her actual name now. All right, here are your choices. The story of the name change is hilarious. Oh, I didn't hear the story. I just recently realized that she's no longer goes by whatever her name was before, and now she goes by her first name. Did she have to buy it from somebody? Please tell me she had to buy it from somebody. She wanted to change it, and the name she wanted was, all right, now here we go. Tell me she had to, like, work out a deal. Wait till he wakes up with a tattoo on his neck and my phone. I have been asking to get a neck tattoo for a long time. You won't let me. She asked if Xanthi was available, woke up the next day, and it was that name. No warning at all. That's great. So she had to redo all of her stuff because they just changed it. It's all good, Carlos. We're actually getting ready to leave. Let's make sure we get ended into... What do you mean? I don't understand, Don. As long as I don't wake up with your name tattooed on my neck. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Kelly would like that. That's funny. Boy, I bet you she woke up in a panic like, okay, I gotta change everything now. Hold on, all of my links are now bad. All right, so there's Xanthi, there is Mystery Science Theater 3000, there is Elvira. And I don't know if there's anybody else that I would send you guys to. My whole body, but taller. Yeah, that's my jaw. All right, I guess we can I don't know. Let me do Mystery Science Theater 3000 again. What movie is it? I can't tell. All right, folks. Tomorrow we should have more people on. And we can have some fun. Listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll say it until my last show ever. I love each and every one of you. Please take care of yourselves and each other so we can do this again tomorrow. Tomorrow there will be blood. There will be, listen, if I have to buy a spot, this one is too good to not. And we've already sold a third of the next one. So get ready. Once we get our regulars in here, I think you're going to see some surprises. Anyway, I love you all. Take care. Be safe. Good night.